KING-KAMBUF. Today I would like to talk about evil. And before I start, I want everybody to understand that everything large comes from an equivalent small, and everything small can be seen in an equivalent large. Meaning, in the beginning, when God went up against Lucifer, and the ArchAngel Michael expelled Lucifer out of heaven, Lucifer was not the only angel that fell. In fact, 1/3 of the angels of heaven fell. Now, why is that important? That's important because everything small is in the large, and everything large can be seen in the small. So just as 1/3 of the angels abandoned God and left heaven, we call them spawns of evil. That can be seen everywhere else. It can be seen in germs. It can be seen in animals. It can be seen in humans. It can be seen in anything that exists. And what can be seen? What can be seen is that 1/3 of all living things are evil. Now, because everything is in everything, one has to also realize that not only is 1/3 of humans evil, but also there's 1/3 of each and every single one of us that possess evil within ourselves. So even the ones that aren't evil still have to deal with the demons of evilness within what we consider ourselves to be good. This topic that I'm going to talk about is hopefully to help you see evil and to disassociate yourself with evil in other people, and to even recognize evil tendencies within yourself. 3, 0. 30 warning signs that you're dealing with an evil person. Many people like to believe that they're a good judge of character, but sadly, that's not always the case. There's nothing worse than finding out someone you thought you could trust is apparently nothing like what you believed them to be. However, don't fault yourself for not knowing, because these people are skilled in deception, in manipulation. They're parasites who will take advantage of you to get what they want. But they don't care. They don't care about your needs. They're selfish. They're inconsiderate, with no qualms of hurting anyone they come across. And there's a lot of them out there. pretending and acting to be regular people. They're in our schools. They're in our workplace. They're in our churches. They're in our governments. They're everywhere. They could be among your friends or your colleagues. So how do you know if you're dealing with someone that has bad intentions towards you or not? Trait number 1, they're passive aggressive. Being insulted by someone who is passive aggressive can at times be tricky to figure out. The insults are probably hurled before you can even figure out that they're meant for you. The remarks may not be addressed to you, but sooner rather than later, you'll realize that they're aimed at you. Despite their words being evasive, they will still have an effect on you whether you like it or not, which proves how vile they are. Passive-aggressive people are negative and indirectly hostile. They give out insincere and backhanded compliments, often implying someone's success is a fluke, when in truth, they are envious of that person. They're envious of their achievements. They're also hypocritical. They're always venting and complaining about the smallest things. At work, these are your colleagues who shoot down everything because no suggestion or proposal is good enough for them. Trait number 2, they're manipulative. Evil people don't care about repercussions of their actions for as long as they aren't the ones who get affected by them. People are malicious, are also manipulative. Make sure that what they say goes, regardless of how it happens, or whom they hurt in the process. Evil manipulators will persuade, lie, do anything that they can to get what they want. And they won't have any feelings or remorse, not even a little bit. Their goal in life is to make other people feel guilty, then completely control them to get what they want. They believe that their method is the best and the only way because it guarantees their needs are met. And since they put primary importance on their own needs, that is all that matters. Other people think, feel, need, and wants, they just don't matter. Evil manipulators will take advantage of other people's emotions, sensitivities, sympathies. They will abuse your kindness and helpfulness, and they will reel you in to help them get what they want. Trait number 4, they always believe that they are right. Evil people will always believe that they are right, no matter whom they are talking to or what they are talking about. They won't take anyone else's thoughts or feelings into account because they're incredibly arrogant and they consider their own opinions as facts. They need to be right all the time. And unfortunately, to maintain their image of faultlessness, they will criticize and even laugh at those whose views oppose their own. While debating with others, even if they are at a losing end, they will insist that what they think is the absolute truth, refusing to lose face. If you find yourself dealing with someone like this, don't even bother arguing with them because they won't let you win. Ever. They will stop talking and hanging out with you when you have a disagreement. They are inflexible and are not willing to compromise their beliefs for the sake of friendship or to maintain a diplomatic professional relationship. They're not diplomatic at all or tactful. And they would stubbornly insist on what they want until you agree with them. If you don't, or if you introduce a new idea that doesn't support theirs, expect these fake friends to disappear. Trait number 5. You can't expect they hate animals, or I say they're mean to animals. You can't expect every single person to like animals. But if someone treats an animal horribly, then there's something wrong with that person. Animal cruelty is a telltale sign that someone might be incredibly violent, especially if they find pleasure in hurting animals. These people enjoy hurting animals because it makes them feel powerful. They like the idea that they can inflict pain and instill fear, showing their control over an animal. Others simply enjoy the exercise in pain and violence. Many of these people will easily move from hurting animals to hurting humans. So, if you happen to know someone who is outright mean to your dog, trying to hurt or torture your pet in one way or another, never invite them to come back to your house ever again. Better yet, just end the friendship there. Number 6, they take joy in other people's failures. As horrible as it sounds, malicious people enjoy other people's misfortune. Not only do they actually like it when other people fail, but they actually hope it won't be the last time that they fail. If they're pretending to be your friend, they will ignore your efforts at success and even discourage you. They'll quickly pinpoint and highlight why things won't go your way. Worse yet, evil people will add fuel to the fire and try to make the situation worse in any way they can. They see other people as rivals or competition, threatening their success. So they will find ways to sabotage yours, sabotage your performance, and set you up for failure. They will undermine other people by highlighting their mistakes, demeaning their achievements, directly challenging them and putting them on the spot during meetings or cracking a joke at their expense. If you know someone like this, keep your distance, unless you want to find yourself in the center of fumes. Number 7, they're compulsive liars. Evil people have no problem faking it, fabricating stories, and telling lies just to get people to think that they have accomplished something great in their own lives. They will always have a new story to tell about a secret admirer, an unexpected, much deserved promotion, or anything that would make them appear more important. And to make matters worse, they do not only lie about themselves, but they make up lies about other people too, not caring whom they hurt in the process. They enjoy bad-mouthing even the closest friends, and they'll make up stories to get people on their side. And if that isn't bad enough, if those lies catch up to them, they'll just make up another. Or worse, blame it on you. They thrive on others' misery. And the more miserable other people become, the better they feel about themselves. These compulsive liars also tend to add words as to be honest, to tell you the truth, and believe me, just to emphasize their alleged truthfulness. It's exhausting to have a compulsive liar in your life because you're always in doubt of their words. And you're concerned they might spread rumors that could devastate your reputation or career. Number 8, they never say sorry. Cold-hearted people never say sorry, even if they know that they're at fault. It even comes to a point where they truly believe that they have anything to say sorry about. I should say, it even comes to a point where they truly believe they don't have anything to say sorry about, even if they are truly at fault. Not only do they refuse to acknowledge their mistakes, they seriously think that their actions don't need any excuse. Self-centered and self-righteous, they also believe they are above reproach. They cannot admit any wrongdoings because admitting so means acknowledging they have flaws. Since they have trouble separating their actions from their character, they think that they admit they did something wrong, they're bad people. But since they're egocentric, it's hard for them to accept that they did anything wrong. You should assume responsibility to correct their mistake. They would rather lie than apologize. They will twist the story, change the facts, retell it so convincingly they will believe their blamelessness in their version of an incident. Number 9, they will mislead you. It's normal to ask others for advice when you need it because that's what friends are for. But when speaking with someone evil, be mindful that they will mislead you pretty much every single time. Not only will they fool you into thinking that their advice is genuine, their actual goal is to really set you up for failure. They will pretend to always agree with you, smiling and nodding eagerly. Some would even resort to flattery or commend your intelligence or your bright ideas. But they do so without sincerity or any real interest in what you have to say. These people will most likely steal your ideas, take credit for your work. This is common and expected of someone evil, particularly when it comes up with an impressive proposal that other people appreciate and or praise. Number 10, they're highly egotistical. You will find that you have that one friend that won't talk about anyone else but themselves. Then chances are they are not good people. Regardless of your issues, your problems, selfish people will just keep bringing the subject back to themselves and their issues, since everything is about them. Don't expect them to listen to or to even be remotely interested in what you have to say. These are the people who are busy typing and swiping at their phones while they're talking to you. They would even yawn loudly when you're speaking to show how bored they are until you change the conversation to be about them. Unlike real friends who listen, these people don't care and will rarely bring up topics you've shared with them in the past. When they weren't listening to you, they are also self-absorbed, show-offs, who are extremely confident about their looks and achievements. And they would not fail to remind you how better they are compared to everyone else. This just proves that they are both egotistical and narcissistic, and that their deep and dark need to feed their egos is really their main concern. They don't value other people's time, only their own. People with bad intentions don't care about anyone else but themselves. And that goes for other people's times as well. In their mind, their time is valuable, and everyone else is just a second thought. They have a deep-rooted belief that they have priority and should always come first. Because they have no empathy, they don't negotiate or compromise, regardless of the other people's struggle. They only look out for themselves, and they have no problem stepping on others to get what they want out of life. These are the same people who will demand that you make plans to spend more time with them, but they will immediately disappear and cancel plans at the last minute when someone they find more useful shows up, even though they expect you to set aside everything for them. They have no respect for your time and don't care about disappointing you. If you find that you are with someone who has zero regards for your needs, your wants, just stay clear of them. Number 12, they are controlling. Hateful people need to be in control of all situations, regardless of how they manage to do it or who gets hurt along the way. It is second nature to them to assert their dominance or superiority over other people. They want to control everything and everyone around them. Being in control allows the evil person to go on with their deceitful ways in order to get what they want, having zero regard for anyone else. It doesn't matter what they need to do in order to gain control or whom they might step on. For as long as their way is the only way, they have no concept of boundaries, and they are relentless in pursuing what they want. They get overly upset when someone disagrees with them, and they won't stop until they've convinced or forced everyone to follow what they say. They need to be right all the time. Their need to be right over time is overbearing, and people who are not completely aligned with them will either be forced to agree or rudely silenced. One way of being silenced is being talked over. They are mean. Number 13. There's no other way to say it, but those with bad intentions are just incredibly mean. Not only do they laugh at the expense of their supposed friends, but they also treat them horribly and put them down most of the time. All the while, they are brushing off their rude behavior by saying, "Just kidding, just kidding." Even though you know there's nothing funny about it. They purposefully say or do things that aim to hurt or belittle someone. They find pleasure in being mean, and their actions are intentional and malicious because they are self-absorbed and have no regard for others. They find ways to feel good at the expense of others. They confuse respect with fear, believing that they will gain respect by mistreating others. They obtain a sense of fulfillment by being mean, and they engage in mean behavior to gain attention and power. They believe that they have the ability to mentally or emotionally hurt someone. They have control over that person and become more powerful. Number 14. Everyone else is to blame. Hideous people will never accept that they are to blame for anything. They will always pass on the blame to someone else, even when they know that they are at fault. Not only will they turn every situation around to not get blamed, but they will also stop at nothing so that their own impeccable reputation can't be tarnished. They avoid acceptance of responsibility for their failures by blaming others for causing it. It's not that they don't understand what responsibility is. They just refuse to take responsibility for their actions, which also means words and thoughts. But they will make you take responsibility for yours, along with theirs. If you confront them about their negative behavior, they will guilt trip you into thinking everything was actually your fault. And you're horrible for insulting them, for insinuating that they were to blame. So they're not only good at blaming everyone else, but they're also highly skilled at playing the victim. They are masters of emotional blackmail. Number 15, constant belittlement of others. Evil people love to belittle others, no matter how horrible it makes the other person feel. Belittling others makes them feel better, giving them an ego boost, which makes them feel good while it makes others feel small. They'll even claim that it's all for fun, when honestly, there's nothing fun about it. They have a bad habit of relentlessly teasing other people about their weaknesses, about their failures and insecurities. These people will shoot down all ideas, not because the suggestions are not good, but because they love to find fault in everything and everyone. And when they dismiss an idea, they won't provide constructive feedback or other possible options. They'll just happily point out all the flaws and defects in everything that they did not propose themselves. Usually, it's less about suggested ideas and more about these people's terrible attitude and behavior. Number 16, they make you feel weird. There's a saying that goes, trust your gut, which everyone should really practice more often. If someone makes you feel weird or basically just gives you the creeps, then your gut is probably telling you the truth. It could be a new employee who repeatedly contacts you on social media and asks for your personal details. It could be someone you just met but sends you an excessive amounts of text messages, even after you've told them you're out with friends. It could be a friend who gets extremely jealous over the smallest things and asks you to stop doing certain things or stop hanging out with certain people without telling you why. These kinds of people do not respect your personal space or freedom, and they will continue to bother you even when you've told them you're not comfortable or available to chat with them. Trust your gut and get away from these people. There's a reason why people have intuition and gut feelings that helps you decipher whether you're in the right kind of situation or not. So, if you're sensing something is off, it most probably is. Number 17, they have an alter ego. Benevolent people tend to live a double life. Not mere, never revealing their true identity to anyone. Not only do they have an alter ego, but they have no qualms in fooling or manipulating anyone just to get what they want. They are posers who can easily pretend to be someone else, feeling no shame in taking credit for another person's accomplishments. Sometimes they claim that they never get mad or upset, just to lure more people into in and increase their popularity. But this is just another persona they've crafted to make people believe they're someone that they are not. However, because they're juggling many different egos, they also slip up and get confused with their lies. But if you question them, expect them to snap at you and disparage you because they do not like being put on the spot. Be wary of people that don't care whether they are dumping others for their own good. In fact, stay far away. Number 18. They feel extremely entitled. More often than not, cruel people feel entitled for one reason or another. Most of them think that the world should just fall at their feet and that they are owed. But for what? No one really knows. And what's worse is that when things don't pan out in the way that they believe that it should, it's everyone else's fault. These narcissists have an over-exaggerated sense of self-importance, believing life owes them success, fame, and high standards of living. They love to talk about themselves, and they will listen to you if you're talking about their success. They impose unrealistic demands on others, expecting family and friends to attend to their every whim. But they feel sorry for themselves if things don't work the way that they want it. Then they indulge in more than a little self-pity, being overly melodramatic and seeking attention because they believe they deserve every happiness. They also demonstrate double standards in the way they interact with people. They can forget their responsibilities and their commitments to others, but other people should always keep their commitments to them. Number 19, they're overconfident. Most of the time, people say confidence is a sexy thing, but when it verges on being overconfident, this statement becomes the furthest from the truth. While self-assurance is a good thing, arrogance is not. Be sure to watch out for people whose egos are way too big for the rest of the world around them. These people have a superiority complex, and they act as if they are better than everyone else. Their feeling of superiority makes them mean and sarcastic, and they throw insults that are harmful to others. Some of them truly believe that they are superior to others because they were born into privilege. Others develop an attitude of superiority because of their achievements, and they think they could be rude to everyone who isn't as successful as them. Then there are people with excessive sense of prestige because of their beliefs. They believe they are morally superior and know better than everyone else. Number 20. They're not your friend. People that are really evil are two-faced, showing one side while secretly living another. They will pretend to be your friend, but in reality, they are furthest from a friend that you can get. They don't have your best interests at heart. Aside from taking advantage of those that believe the friendship is true, they actually don't do anything that a real friend would do. These false friends will talk about you behind your back. They will pretend to like you and agree with you, but then they'll create stories about you. They will also only hang out with you if it brings them things that they want. Act and dress the way that they want to, or follow a one-dimensional standard that they have set. So when trying to figure out whether someone is malevolent, you should always be on the lookout for these type of signs. 21. You can't trust them. If you can't trust a friend, then are they really a true friend at all? Real friends have qualities you can count on, like being kind, dependable, loyal, a true shoulder that you can lean on. Fake friends, aka evil ones, have mastered the art of deception. They appear genuine and supportive, but it's just an act to draw you in. Then they will not even say nice things to your face, then mean things behind your back. They will not only say nice things to your face, then mean things behind your back. They tell your secrets to anyone willing to listen to them. They will continually bail on you, proving they are not a genuine friend at all. They might even see you as a threat or a rival, and they will spread rumors to hurt your reputation. These rumors and outright lies can be devastating and can wreck your reputation and career. Next thing you know, they've created a small army of gossipers, spreading rumors that do not only hurt you, but also negatively affects the entire environment, or if it's at work, your workplace. 22. They are fake.
Hi, Daddy.
How you doing, baby? You good?
Yeah, I good.
Good.
It's good.
Okay.
And he did
They're fake. You would think that figuring out whether someone is fake or not is an easy task, but this is just not the case. A real friend will be sure to tell you the truth, no matter how painful that truth is. On the contrary, a fake friend will tell you what you want to hear, not caring about the consequences that may come from that. These false friends will also treat you differently depending on who else is around. They might tell you that they like you, but they will also ask that you keep your friendship a secret. When you greet them in public, they might even act like they don't know you. They could be nice to you when you're alone, but they might be distant or even mean to you when you're with other people. However, it is highly likely that these people have no real friends because they are all false. They will also be fake to others. Number 23. They are deceitful. Evil people are terribly deceitful, never caring about how their actions affect others. These scheming people will pretend to be your friends, earn your trust, learn your secrets. They will say they're happy for you when you share good news or your success with them, but in truth, they're envious and jealous. Jealous. Then you'll learn that they're terrible blabbermouths who can't keep their mouths shut. They will talk about you when you're not around. They will create stories that allow for intrigue, jealousy, rivalry, and oppression. Deceitful people are jealous and judgmental. And they'll be doling out criticism and negative opinions. They will spread rumors that promote disharmony and all sorts of conflict. They're also extremely insecure and will fabricate stories. Stories that can either make them appear better than you or to damage your reputation. They will do absolutely anything and everything in their power, no matter how wrong or how malicious, just to achieve whatever illusions they have in their wicked minds. 24. They live in fantasy worlds. Evil people live in some sort of fantasy world, allowing their twisted minds allowing their twisted minds to believe that it is true rather than face the reality of their actual lives. This type of escapism makes it that much harder to accept their truths. Plus, they will do whatever they can to protect this fake life, living only for themselves and not caring about how horrible they are to others while doing it. Since they crave admiration and adoration, they will create fantasies revolving around their supposed powers, intelligence, beauties, brilliance. Uncomfortably, they will shape these fantasies so well, these fabricated stories become facts to them. In their fantasies, they are faultless, and they can choose any alter ego they want. They completely believe the alternate world they've created in their heads that reinforces all their expectations, needs, and beliefs. Their memory for real life challenges and responsibilities
Mama.
where they need to be conformed to standards they did not set fades into the background. They have zero remorse. Number 25. Keep that out your mouth, baby. Fighting with people, even those we love, is just an inevitable part of life. Unlike wicked people, most feel bad about what happened and try to fix the problem before it becomes irreparable. Evil people, though, could care less about how the other person feels, as they have zero remorse. If they treat others horribly, having no guilt or shame for their vicious actions, people that show no remorse are often called sociopaths. A sociopath is a technical term for a person with antisocial personality disorder. They have no fear, and they don't care how other people see them unless it leads to their exposure, preventing them from displaying more antisocial behavior. They break rules. They make reckless decisions. They feel guilty if they cause any harm. They make reckless decisions without feeling guilty if they cause any harm. They can do the most wicked things and feel no remorse about the consequences of their actions. One can say they don't have a conscience, and without a conscience, they don't feel bad about any negative behavior or damage they do. 26. They believe the world revolves around them. More often than not, cold-hearted people truly believe that the world revolves around them. Their sense of importance and relevance is so bad that they can't imagine that they are not the center of every single situation. It's too much of a slap in the face for them to think that they aren't the reason for the sun to shine. Everything has to be about these attention seekers. When they talk, they want people to listen. However, when it's another person's turn to share, they'll be on their phones, or they'll pretend to listen, or they won't let you talk. When other people are talking, these narcissists are thinking you're wasting their time.
Bye, Mommy.
And you owe them because they allowed you your turn
Bye, Mommy.
in the spotlight.
Bye, Mommy.
These are the same people who will
Bye,
dump
Mommy.
all their negative views on you.
Bye, Mommy.
They will rant about their problems and how unfair the world is and how other people are to blame for everything that goes wrong in their lives. If you want to give them some helpful advice, remember that they don't want to hear what you think. They just want you to sit there and be their emotional punching bags. Number 27. They are fair weather people. Fair weather people. Well, what does that mean? Because mean people don't think about anyone else except for themselves and their own needs. They could care less about your needs either. These fair weather people will only call you if they need you, but never there for you when you need them. In fact, it is always 100% about them. They are users and parasites who don't want to use their own resources. So they'll contact you to use yours. They are abusive, and they will take advantage of your kindness and generosity. For sure. They'll be grateful you're there when they need you, but when it's your turn to ask them for help, they'll see your needs as a nuisance. They will always prioritize their wants, and they'll never take your needs seriously because your needs are not relevant to their personal agenda. If ever they do help you, they will not fail to remind you that you owe them. And the payment they'll demand from you soon will ensure they will get everything they want from you. Number 28, they have ulterior motives. Immoral people make sure that they do nice things, not because they are actually nice, but because they can use it to their advantage, so that they can get something from you in return. They will make it seem like they are just being selfless, but deep down inside, they are already planning exactly how they are going to twist it for their own benefit. They are exceedingly selfish, and they will not help you if they think they won't benefit from it. Thinking about their own self-interest, they make friends with you and see what they can get from you. It could be anything, such as money, access to your social circle, free food, free rides, a career opportunity. At work, these people only pay attention to those in positions of power. They are looking for the easiest way to climb the management ladder. You'll notice that these people are proactive when the boss is around. But once the boss steps out, they're back to being lazy and procrastinators. Number 29, they have tons of enemies. Most of the time, wicked people tend to be overly friendly only to hide the fact that they have tons of enemies. They will constantly tell you that they are a nice person. However, you'll notice that they have no genuine friends, and they tend to talk negatively about everyone from their past. They will tell you that they had a falling out with certain people because there was a misunderstanding. But like most evil people, they can't continue to fool everyone forever, as their past will eventually catch up with them, or you'll realize why they don't have friends when they start talking behind your back and pointing out everything that's wrong with you. You might even join the pool of enemies when you realize these wicked people are selfish, egotistic, manipulative, and abusive liars. If you don't want to find yourself in a frenemy category, then just steer clear of them from the start. Number 30, they're full of hate. Most Villainous people are full of hatred. Not only do they feel incredibly high and mighty, where their thoughts and emotions are more important than anyone else's, but they also tend to be racist, homophobic, bigots, and tend to bash other people's beliefs. And to top it all off, they don't think that there's anything wrong with what they are saying. At work, they will complain about everyone and everything. They will vent about their boss and their colleagues, the clients, the computers, the work, and even the drinking water. Among friends, they will criticize your clothes. They'll criticize your hair, your car, the way you talk, and maybe even the way you chew your fucking food. You'll find that most of their issues are quite unreasonable and offensive. And if you tell them so, expect them to lash out at you. Let me repeat that. You'll find that most of these issues are quite unreasonable and offensive. And if you tell them so, expect them to quickly lash out at you. All this irrational hatred towards people, actions, and things is a major red flag. That you're dealing with an evil, toxic person. They're unreliable. Malicious people could care less about the things that are important in your life, making them very unreasonable as well. Not only are they not there for you when you need them most, but they also tend to flake on you over and over again without any thoughts to your feelings. They will pretend to please you by making promises that they can't keep and taking on responsibilities they have no intention of accomplishing. They will appear to agree with your requests.
Daddy, where is that water?
That's a lock. I'm almost done, okay?
Okay.
All right. They will appear to agree with you, with your requests, but they will procrastinate and take forever to complete a task. They won't complain, but they will show their displeasure by not doing anything. They will not keep their commitments, and even if they do make some progress, they will rarely deliver on time unless they get something better in return. If you call them out for missing the deadlines, they will get upset with you. They will get upset with you and would most likely drop the task altogether and leave you hanging doing the work all by yourself. If you have any people in your life that happen to be like this, then it's time to seriously reevaluate the relationship and just call the entire thing quits. As I said in the very beginning, you can find the large in the small, and you can find the small in the large. God vanquish 1/3 of heaven because it was evil. The small and the large and the large and the small. If 1/3 of heaven was evil, then you can rest assured that 1/3 of the whole universe is evil. If 1/3 of the universe is evil, then you understand that 1/3 of parasites, plagues, disease, people, animals are evil as well. If 1/3 of humans are evil, then you also have to understand that even if you are a good person, there is a 1/3 percentage of yourself that will battle your evil thoughts. Now, these evil traits are real, and they're in everybody, from the true evil to even the ones that are good. So this message is so you can see evil in yourself and check it, and you can see evil in others and remove yourselves from their presence. Amen.